Because then when that was happening, for me in the industry, we saw a shift. We were so busy at that time, doing both new contracts and filing claims, right? We did both. But at the same time, people had time on their hands. So they started learning new skills. Okay, well, now I'm home. I can't go anywhere. Well, I need to learn something new. And then, of course, YouTube University is a place to go and learn. So people started picking up new skills and learning about money and how things really work. But more importantly, I think for me, what I think happened, because really when that happened, so many things would happen at the same time, was that people also lost their jobs, a way of to make their income. And they saw how, wow, my company has no loyalty to me. So I have to find an alternative way of making money. So they really spent the time to understand how the market works. So once they understood it, and they started maybe following some specific people on YouTube that trade, they started also trying to trade. And Robinhood played a very pivotal role because they made it easy for you to know how to trade. They gave you all the little classes, and they set up very easy, fund it and start trading. And then you saw your money go up and down. So you know that you could have control. So I think that time was an important time that people just took time to learn something new. But our community saw an opportunity because they saw that, wow, I lost my job, but I have to make money. And this is a way to make money. So they decided to learn it and implement it. So now the results now are showing because teach one, it's learn one, teach one. So they started teaching each other. And here we are. It's becoming something now that people are recognizing that this is happening. So I think that's what happened.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I find really interesting about this is it appears that it was a specific group of individuals within our community that tended to be more honed in or tuned in. And Dr. Alicia, I would really like to know your perspective on this because there were a lot of older people or more seasoned folks. I'm trying to be politically correct here. Is this the show for politically correctness?
You can say what you want, Dr. Sabrina.
Us old folks, I feel like that. There were a lot of people that were just paralyzed by fear during this same time frame. You got people out here just killing it in the market and doing things and creating wealth, and so many millionaires were made off really GameStop and everything that was going on around GameStop. But then there were others, as I say, that were just paralyzed during this time frame. What do you think could attribute to such a difference in our responses to the same storm? We were all in the same storm, not necessarily in the same boat.
Yeah, I was talking to my husband about this a while ago, and it's a sign of the times. This younger generation is really seeing and discovering this growing awareness of this racial wealth gap and their desire to want to close it. And social media is amplifying some of these conversations. And so I see them just they don't have that history, that felt experience. So they're diving in. And when we were reflecting on that together, I remember talking to him about therapy. Like, as a therapist, a lot of my clientele are younger people who are like, no, I don't want to have the marriage that my parents and grandparents had. Oh God, no, I want something better for myself. I want to make sure that we get our marriage right and it is healthy.